by the original indigenous people of this area, including but not limited to the Menominee, Ho-Chunk, Ojibwe, and many other nations and groups that predate colonial borders. While this state institution has a rich history, for countless generations, these lands were home to this diverse group of Native American people. Beginning with colonization and continuing for centuries, Native American people were forcibly removed from their homelands to foreign and unhospitable lands. This brought sickness, trauma, and loss in many forms, including the mass gravesite of indigenous people that our administrative building sits upon. In reference to the truth, we acknowledge this occurred. We recognize the responsibility to support Native people, communities, and worldviews, so all might benefit from their teachings and hard-fought lessons. We also recognize that the generations of Native American communities, their cultures, and their knowledge systems shape the land in a sustainable way that allows us to continue to enjoy its gifts today. For this, we are truly grateful. Together, we hope to find ways to move forward while acknowledging and respecting this history. In partnership with the Native American Center, we continue to explore durable and meaningful ways of recognizing, supporting, and advocating the sovereignty of all tribal nations, their historical communities, the modern representations, the lives of Native Americans who live here now, and the ancestors beneath us. We commit to working together to honor the past, be intentional in the present, and to build our future with truth. And that will move us into roll call. Caucus Chair Manning.
Here.
Senator McCoy.
Present.
Speaker of the Senate Rogers.
Here.
Caucus Chair Zanon.
Here.
Senator Delane.
Here.
Senator Arola.
Here.
Caucus Chair McKenzie.
Here.
That sets quorum to 7-0. And that will move us on to the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion? First by Senator McCoy, second by Senator Delane. Is there any discussion on that? I am not seeing any. All those in favor of approving the agenda say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? By the ear of the chair, that passes. That moves on to the approval of the minutes. Is there a motion? First by Delane, second by Arola. Any discussion on the minutes? I am not seeing any. All those in favor of approving the minutes say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say nay. Any abstentions? By the ear of the chair, that passes. That moves us on to our presidential address, which we have President Koenig. Take it away.
Perfect. Hello and good evening. Speaker Rogers, honorable senators, faculty, staff, administrators, but most importantly, my fellow students. For those who don't know my name is President Koenig, and I have the pleasure of serving as your student body president for this next academic year. I want to take some time to thank our amazing students at SBTV for broadcasting this address. I want to thank our student representatives here gathered today doing great work to advocate for our students. And I want to thank all of our students here and watching at home for taking the time to hear about our vision. On May 11, 2023, you all entrusted myself and Vice President Hoffman with the weight of authority and the equalizer. Throughout the summer, as our students returned home for summer break, the quietness of campus gave me plenty of time to reflect on what it means to be in this role. As a philosophy major, I get a weird sense of joy from asking myself really hard, ambiguous questions like, is cereal a soup or is water wet? But I really wanted to ask a really deep question to myself, and that tough question was, what does it mean to be the student body president? And I think to answer this question, we need to go back to where it all began. Throughout the campaign trail, Vice President Hoffman and I ran on a slogan. That slogan was a new vision. Our vision, or a picture of future success, is a university that is more sustainable, more inclusive, and more transparent. A university with stronger student and faculty relationships that prioritizes our students' voices. Over the summer, I am confident that I can say we have taken steps towards this vision. Here at UWSP, we pride ourselves on our sustainable initiatives. I would go as far to say as we are one of the most sustainable campuses, if not the most, in the entire UW system. Though we should celebrate the work we have completed, which we have done, quite amazing work, there is much to be done to protect and strengthen our ecosystem. First, we have began to push for a new shared bike program for our campus and local community. An initiative like this is huge for reducing carbon emissions, but also provides a tool for our students and community members to navigate the local Stevens Point area. We are also looking to work closely with the Office of Sustainability, our local elected officials, and to create a strong bond between our campus and community on the issue of sustainability. To create a cleaner and safer environment, it is essential that we work side by side with our local community. In addition to this program, we understand that the resources we have are finite, and our local resources are a blessing. This is why we will continue to address the salt usage on our campus and the food waste here on campus from Lower, Upper DeVoe, and the DUC Food Court. The future of our university is not any legislation we pass. It's not any ideas we share here tonight, but it is the next generation of students after us. With that, we need to ensure our university is here to share with them. Our second goal is inclusivity. All of us here and watching at home are part of a local community, sure, but we're all part of a global community as well. Throughout the summer, we have begun reaching out to our resource centers here on campus to strengthen our relationships with different groups of students across our entire university and branch campuses alike. Not only that, but we will continue to advocate for the passing of the Indigenous Land Acknowledgement Statement through Common Council. It is important that we recognize the history that our land, our university occupies, and we will continue to advocate that this statement of acknowledgement is passed and read for all to hear. Transparency. I'll be completely honest, transparency has almost become a buzzword over the past few election cycles. But it's time to make transparency not a buzzword, but actual tangible results. So with that, me and Vice President Offerman saw the complete overhaul of the SGA website into a cleaner, clearer version. In fact, we have a tab called Agendas and Minutes, where students can in just under 5 minutes see everything SGA has been up to. In addition to that, I am proud to announce that on October 4th, from 12:30 to 2 p.m., we will be holding the first SGA listening session for our students. Any students can come to these sessions to bring concerns about issues on campus. This could be from from dining to parking. Let's turn transparency from this buzzword into a priority of this organization. Our next point was student and faculty relationships. This was another really important goal. As to have the best experience for our students, we need to create this strong bond between faculty and staff inside and outside the classroom. To ensure this, we have begun investigating student workload and out-of-pocket costs for our students within the College of Fine Arts and Communication. We have also begun an investigation into the creation of accessible classrooms. What we mean by accessible classrooms is a safe place for all students to learn and grow not only professionally, but personally. Though the college experience is an important part of our journey here at UWSP, the most important place on this campus is the classroom. I mean, after all, isn't that why we're all here? To obtain a degree, which we get through our classrooms? It is imperative that we make our classrooms a safe and productive space for every single student. But above all else, we need to prioritize the voices of our students. SGA is nothing but a waste of time, energy, and resources without the input of our students. This is why we are creating these forums and Q&A sessions. We are looking to expand the surveys we also send to the student body to create a wider and more diverse perspective on key issues that we may be considering. I encourage all students here and at home to reach out to myself, Vice President Offman, as well as any of the senators that sit around this table today. All that information can be found on the SGA website and where to contact those individuals, and I highly encourage you to. Now, with that all in mind, I can firmly say there is no doubt in my mind that we have began a journey towards a new vision of SGA. Now let me go back to the original question I proposed. What does it mean to be the student body president? I believe that the answer is a lot simpler than some of you may have thought it to be. I believe it is a servant leader. A leader that is willing to put in hours of work to achieve the best outcome for our students, to spend long nights preparing and learning about our university around us. But above all else, when met with success, Someone who holds this role should not look for praise or glory. But when met with defeat, someone in this role should take complete ownership of the mistakes and miscalculations made along the way. This is what I will strive to be this year, and I ask you all to support me on this journey. However, there is something I want you all to do. When you leave this place tonight, or whether you're at home and you shut your laptop or turn your phone off, I want you to sit down and think. Ask yourself questions that almost seem basic about the current role that you're in as students. What is a student? What is the role of a student? What does my role entail? What is leadership? Who am I? These may sound like really ambiguous questions, but the more you question, the clearer you're going to understand your purpose. After all, we tell all people at this university they're going to discover their purpose. If you continue to do this, I have faith that all of us in this room will find our purpose, to find our role in it all, and we will truly understand why we are all pointers. I want to thank you all again for your interest in learning more about our vision. SGA has drifted into a darker chapter of its history, and on the campaign trail, students constantly stated they felt the government did not represent them. It was one of the main motivators for the campaign me and Vice President Hoffman ran. However, with the amazing work we have completed this summer, and the progress that has already been made, and looking around this room at this amazing room of individuals, I can say that our future for SGA is brighter than it's ever been. But I would be lying if I stated that there would be no challenges ahead. We will be met with moments from adverse forces within and outside of our student body. But as long as we fight with strength, respect, and dignity, we shall not fear the result of 1,000 battles. For it was pointers who stood their ground during the creation of Point Forward that promised to remove many majors and destroy chances of students' futures here on our campus. For it was pointers who during the COVID-19 pandemic quarantined themselves and cut themselves off from everyday life to protect their loved ones. For it was pointers who stood their ground and fought against the first differential tuition proposal seen in almost over 10 years. As long as we remember who we are as pointers, we will not bend, we will not break, and we will not yield, no matter what. And if we hold these values true to our hearts, if we give each other grace, if we give each other love and show respect to all those around us, then my fellow students, the best is yet to come. Thank you, UWSP. I love you.